Hello and welcome to Matt's Casual Cooking. Today we are going to be making oven fried chicken, a very delicious dish that you can make very easy, simple. And we're going to go over all the ingredients that you're going to need today and how to put them together. And let's get to it.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go over the ingredients that you're going to need today. So in the first bowl, you're going to need 1 beaten egg with 3 tablespoons of milk. In the second bowl, you're going to need 1 1/4 cups finely crushed saltine crackers or rich graham crackers, which is about 35. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of dried thyme crushed, if it's not already. You need a half a teaspoon of paprika. You need an eighth of a teaspoon of black pepper. Now on the crackers, I just took a meat tenderizer in a bag and I smashed them the best I can. You can always put them like in a food processor for it as well. Now on the chicken, you need 2.5 to 3 pounds of meaty chicken pieces, which would include any breast halves, thighs, or drumsticks. And then what you're going to want to set aside is 4 to 6 tablespoons of butter or margarine, and we're going to melt that. So this is a really easy one we're going to do, and I'm just going to show you here in a second. Well, let's go ahead and get to the combo. All right, really quickly on the pan that you're going to want to use to cook the chicken is you're going to want at least a 15 by 10 baking sheet, and you're going to want something with like a 1 inch or just something with a lip. Now you can use a 9 by 13 pan. I don't necessarily recommend it, but once you have it, you're going to want to grease the pan. Now I am using a silicone mat today, but if you have to grease it, just go ahead and grease it. So what this is going to be is you can see I have my setup here, and I'm just going to set this off to the side after the saltine cracker mix. Now you can use your hands, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use tongs today, and if you're going to use tongs, you want to go ahead and use 2 separate ones because we're not really looking for a lot of cross-contamination between the chicken, the kind of the base, and then the crackers. So go ahead and just take your chicken. You don't have to wet it down real good. And take that. Try to get some of the excess off if you can. And I'm just going to put it in there. And just take the tongs. Get a nice layering on it. Alright, so once you have that done, what you're just going to do is just put it on your mat. Now, when you put it on your mat, make sure to space the chicken so they are not touching each other on this. So go ahead and finish up. We're going to finish up putting the rest of the chicken on the baking sheet, and then I will see you as soon as that's done. Alright, so as you can see, our chicken is nice and done. It's got a nice coating of the crackers and spices. So what you want to do now, or you can do that before you start, is you want to turn your oven to 375 degrees. Now we're going to bake this uncovered for 45 to 55 minutes. But before we do that, you want to go ahead and take your butter that you melted. You just want to kind of drizzle a little bit on each one. Don't need to go too crazy. This is just going to help give it some moisture, kind of help give it a nice little crunch. If you even want to take like a baster, you can. And this is going to help kind of actually fry it up a little bit too. All right. There's a little bit butter left here, but I'm going to pour it on here. I just wanted to show you the initial one. So go ahead and throw it in the oven, cook it for the 45 to 55 minutes, or you really want to wait until they're kind of small. So you should reach that internal temperature of at least 180 to make sure that they are cooked thoroughly. So I'll see you guys in about 45 to 55. Alright, so as you can see, the chicken is done. It's been about an hour. So as you can tell, you've got a nice crust forming, and if you press on some of them, you'll hear a nice crunch kind of coming from it. So I did want to talk, and for storage of your chicken is really just going to be your stomach today. But I guess if you have to, then you can store it in like a glass container. So, but I did want to talk about another recipe with this for Parmesan chicken. I'll put it in the description below. But if you want to do Parmesan, you want to do everything as above, except you want to use only half a cup of crackers and a half a cup of Parmesan, and you just want to substitute oregano for thyme. So other than that, if you enjoyed making this recipe, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and take care.